The authorities are searching for a group of people involved in a shooting that killed 18-year-old Serenity McAdoo. The incident occurred at around 2:55 a.m. on the 17th of July 2022 at the center of the universe, located at the intersection of Boston Avenue and 1st Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Serenity was hanging out with a group of friends when another group of people, mostly men, came up and a fight broke out, possibly over a cell phone. The investigators said they don't know whether the gangs were at odds with each other right now, or if this was one group that had been fighting with another group earlier in the night, and things escalated from there when they saw each other again. Serenity's group retreated inside a car and started driving away, while the other group fired a number of rounds at them. A security guard contacted police on reports of shots fired and people running everywhere. Serenity, who was a passenger in the car, died instantly when a bullet struck her in the head. Her friends still took her to a local hospital to try and save her and get help, but she was beyond saving and was pronounced dead on arrival. Police went to the crime scene and cordoned the area off and treated the matter as a homicide investigation. While at the scene, the investigators found different calibers of shell casings, indicating that multiple rounds from different weapons were fired. Several rounds had struck the One Williams Center building at 1st Street. The police are reviewing surveillance footage from businesses in the area. So far, no arrests have been made, as the investigation into the matter continues. A woman who was reported missing has been found dead. 40-year-old Akita Houghton was last seen alive on surveillance footage outside a Woodlawn Avenue home in Buffalo, New York at around 2:08 a.m. on the 16th of July 2022. The footage shows her struggling with her boyfriend Kenneth Worthy, who's also the father of their 7-week-old son. The car was seen speeding off with the door open, and Akita was later reported missing at 5:30 p.m. that day. The following day at around 4 p.m, the authorities discovered Akita's lifeless body inside a Ford Focus car in a parking lot outside Kenneth's residence, located at the Raintree Island apartment complex in Tonawanda, New York. The police said she had been shot several times, once in the head and twice in the groin. Inside Kenneth's apartment, the authorities discovered a note left by him saying, I'm sorry for what I did," but there was no sign of Kenneth. Despite the police not naming the suspect responsible for Akita's death, Akita's family said she was a victim of domestic violence. Akita's mother, Anita Houghton, said Kenneth was controlling and he had mental health that he wasn't dealing with. She said Akita realized it was a mistake being with him and decided not to be with him anymore. Anita said Kenneth then started making threats and he pulled out a gun on her on the 13th of July. Anita said that on the 15th of July, Akita went to her girlfriend's house. Kenneth then called Akita at least 50 times when she said, "Why would I come to your house? You're crazy," her mother said. On the 19th of July, Pennsylvania State Police confirmed that Kenneth took his own life in a hotel room at the Erie Inn and Suites in Erie, Pennsylvania. Anita said cowards are born every day. It takes a real man to be a hero, she said. Make sure you know who you're with, and make sure when you see the red flags to get help for yourself. And she was ready to get out, and that's what makes a narcissist so angry, and that's why he did what he did. Akita's brother, Akeem Houghton, said he and his sister were close, but said something was wrong the last time he saw her. That night she just seemed off and didn't look at me in the eye, and it was very short and I said, "Okay, I'll see you later." And that was the last thing I was able to say to my sister, he said. Tonawanda police wanted the public to know that this was an isolated incident. There's no danger to the community. They said this is an ongoing investigation and no additional information will be released at this time. 23-year-old John Welch, who was released on a low bond for the vicious torture and abuse of his girlfriend, was said to have then killed her, his mother and stepdad. At just before 7:30 a.m. on the 2nd of June 2022, the authorities responded to a home located in the 13,000 block of Kilbourne Avenue in Harper Woods, Michigan, on reports of a domestic assault. The investigator said that John lived with his 22-year-old girlfriend Zalea Frazier, who's also the mother to their 1-year-old son. He woke her up by lewdly assaulting her. He then ordered her to provide him with her cell phone password, and then strangled her with an extension cord when she refused. He then poured gasoline on her body and burned her arms and legs with a metal spatula and attempted to sexually assault her with a large pole. He also beat her with his belt and threatened her with a drill. Zalea managed to escape the home and ran to a neighbour's house and contacted the police. Jonathan tried following her and started kicking at the neighbour's door, but he left the scene before officers arrived. At 11:24 a.m, officers located Jonathan and arrested him. He was charged with an array of offences, including torture, criminal sexual conduct, and several felonious assault charges. On the 12th of June, John was arraigned and held at the Wayne County Jail on a $100,000 bond or 10% cash surety. The condition of the bond ordered him not to make contact with Zelaya and wear a GPS ankle monitor. On the 8th of July, John's mother, 42-year-old Flossie Nicole Bray, bonded John out of prison after posting the 10% cash surety. On the 10th of July, officers responded to Flossie's home, located at 20,648 Kenosha Street in Harper Woods, Michigan. Neighbors told the investigators that they saw John place his baby outside before he barricaded himself inside the home. He then stabbed his mother multiple times in the back with a knife, but she was able to escape with a knife still in her back. She was transported to a hospital with severe injuries and later died on the 16th of July. When officers arrived, they found John's baby in the backyard by himself, and he was taken to a hospital for treatment. During a standoff, shots were fired from inside the home towards the officers, and the house was then set alight. John surrendered 7 hours later and was taken into custody. When officers went inside the home, they reportedly discovered the lifeless bodies of Zelaya and his 70-year-old stepfather Robert Bray, both who died from blunt force trauma. John was booked into the Wayne County Jail for a second time and faces 19 charges, including 3 counts of murder, and is held without bond.